Hello, my name is Rachel and I love to DIY. Wow guys, it's been a really long time since we've done anything in my kitchen, but it's not a cooking video. I do want to get back into cooking videos at some point, but today is not a cooking video, today is a DIY video. And all my old videos I used to do at night, so I never had the issue of sun coming through and causing like weird light behind me. So hopefully that doesn't cause any like issues with the quality of the filming here. But the DIY we're going to do today, I don't know if you guys remember, I got this torrid denim coat, just a little cropped denim coat from the thrift store, and I wanted to dye it black because I wanted a black denim coat. So we're going to try to dye it black. It is 70% cotton, so we're going to follow the cotton directions. Hopefully it still works, although I think this does work on some synthetics, so because it has like a little bit of spandex and polyester in it as well. So hopefully this works out. I've never actually dyed anything before. This is my first time trying something like this. I've just always bought the things in the color I wanted. But once we get it dyed, if that works, hopefully, fingers crossed, we will move on to this iron-on. I got this iron-on off of Temu, and I just thought it was super cute, and I want to put this on the back of the little jean jacket for spooky season, because it's, you know, it's October. This will be perfect. But that is my goals. Hopefully we achieve them, because like I said, this is all new to me. Now I have gone over the directions on the dye, and it says for 2 pounds, which is like 2 adult t-shirts, and I'm going to guess this one little denim jacket equals the weight and fabric content of like 2 t-shirts. Might be a little lighter than that, but we're gonna go for that 2 adult t-shirts. It says that you need 3 gallons of water heated up, and you can do it in a pan on the stove. It gives a temperature it wants it to at least be at, and I don't know if I have a temperature gauge. I do not have a temperature gauge, so what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to like fill this up with water, because I'm going to just assume this is about 3 gallons. Well, not fill it up because I have to have room for this and this, but you know, fill it up like 2/3 of the way, and then I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to pull it back from boiling, and then I'm going to add, it says to add dye, a tablespoon of dish detergent, and for cotton, a cup of salt. So I have everything here we need to do that, and then we are supposed to stir it frequently for 30 minutes to an hour, and then we throw it in the washing machine with an old towel. So those are the steps. Fingers crossed. We'll start with the water. So let me fill this up. I'll be right back. All right, so I filled it up about 2/3 of the way. So hopefully that 1/3 will be all we need. Hopefully this is big enough for what I'm trying to do. And I'm gonna put it right there on my favorite burner, because as you know, everyone has a favorite burner. This one's mine. I'm gonna put that on high. And I got my roughly 1 cup of salt here, which I'm going to add to the water right now, because that way it'll have a chance to dissolve. And I feel like whatever I use to stir this is going to just be gone forever. It's just gonna be ruined. So I gotta pick something that I don't care if I never see it again. It's like, darn it, I already took a whole bunch of stuff to Goodwill because of the whole moving thing. There was probably an old spoon and all that stuff I could have used. Well, let's see here. I have a couple of wooden spoons here. Keep the big one. Guess I can sacrifice one of these 3 wooden spoons. I think I want to sacrifice this one and then keep these 2. I'm not even sure how often I use wooden spoons. I'm not sure if I ever use wooden spoons. My go-to spoons are, I have a set of these plastic spoons. I have I think it's dirty, but I also have the slotted and the solid, and I actually made these. Back when I used to work at a Rubbermaid factory, that's how good a quality these were. I'm still using them to this day, because that was back in the mid-90s, like 90, I want to say 93 to 99 or something like that. Maybe it was a little later. But I was at Rubbermaid for like 8 years. And this was one of the projects of stuff I made, and I took a set out of, because they would, quality control would ding things for, I don't even know why this would ding, but I would take stuff out of the grind pile because it would get reground and remelted. And I took a set of these, and I'm so glad I did, because these have been my favorite spoons for years. Anyway, so we're going to sacrifice this wooden spoon. That was a whole tangent you probably didn't need, but now you know. Now you know that about me. You probably already knew that about me, that I used to work at the Rubbermaid factory. And I used to make everything Rubbermaid. And I used to have a lot more Rubbermaid stuff, but I only have a few things left from that time. I used to have a ton of the beer pitchers and beer mugs because those were the machines I worked. I still have a little bit of the Tupperware, but I try not to use plastic Tupperware type things anymore. Well, not Tupperware, but Rubbermaid, food storage containers, plastic food storage containers. So we're going to do what I said. We're going to let that come to a boil, and then I'm going to back it off of the boil, and I'm going to assume that's hot enough. And not too hot. I don't know if it can be too hot, but anyway, I will bring you back when that happens and we go to the next step. So we're back, and I had already noticed on the bottle that it did say you needed to wash your garment beforehand, and since it was a Goodwill find, I had already washed it. But what I didn't notice was it says that the garment also needs to be wet. So I just threw it into a quick rinse in the washing machine to get it all nice and wet so that it'll be ready for this. I got this to boiling and then I pulled it back, so this is just, before boiling. I have it currently on simmer, and we've already put in the salt. We're supposed to put in a tablespoon of dish detergent. Don't worry, I have another bottle. I just need to use this one up first before I pull it out. But I'm just going to eyeball a tablespoon. And then on the dye, it said for this amount, like the 2 pounds, you normally use half the bottle, but if you want a more intense color, you can use the whole bottle. So we're just going to go in with the whole bottle because why not? I'm all about it being as black as I can get it. And it does have some of that synthetic fiber in it. It's only 70% cotton. So hopefully by intensifying the color. Oh yeah, and it said to wear rubber gloves, and I was like, well, once we wear rubber gloves, I better put on an apron as well. I don't want to ruin my cute little Temu dress. All right, so of course it's got a safety seal, which might be hard to get off with my gloves. Oh, of course. Ooh, I did it. Okay, and then I'm just going to pour in all of the dye. Oh, and I splattered it all over me, and that's why I guess they want you to wear gloves, because it's splattered all over my gloves. Who knows what else I splattered it all over. Gonna probably be wiping black dye off the stove for weeks. Of course, I'm going to have to do a very thorough cleaning once I get completely moved, in preparation for selling. So, it's whatever. And I'm just gonna give that a stir, just to get it all mixed in. And yep, we are totally dyeing the spoon black. And I don't want to damage my cup thingy. I don't want to damage my spoon rest. It's ceramic. I don't know if this dye would actually affect it in any way, but I'm just going to put a paper towel in it so I can put my spoon in there and hopefully keep the dye, on the spoon. I sacrificed this wooden spoon. I might have to keep this for future dye projects because I might want to dye something again in the future if this works out well, or not. Now I'm going to go grab the coat real quick. All right, coat is all rinsed and wet, and hopefully I can fit it in here without overflowing anything, and that it's big enough to take this whole garment. So far so good. Oh, nice. Okay, I think we did it. And then I'm not gonna make you guys watch me stir this for half an hour, but that's the next step. I might actually go for the whole hour, but I'm supposed to let it, soak and stir it very frequently for the next anywhere from half hour to hour. But dang, it already looks nice and black. I mean, I know that's just kind of on the surface. If I can pull it up a little bit for you. But yeah, look how black it's already looking, and I've only just put it in here. All right. Okay. I will bring you guys back when we get to, oh God, getting rid of this is gonna be messy, isn't it? I guess I just poured the dye down the sink after we're done this. Is that how this works? I'll have to read the instructions. I'm hoping it's not something that's like, I mean, how else would you dispose of it? I mean, considering one of the methods is the sink method where you do this with hot water but in a sink, like a steel sink, I'm guessing it's safe to go down the sink. So I'll just have to make sure that my sink is clear so that we can dump it out when we get to that part. But, all right, I will see you guys in no time for you, in anywhere from half hour to an hour for me. Okay, so it's been almost an hour, like, I don't know, 40, 50 minutes, somewhere in there. And it's looking pretty good. Again, you know, it says on the thing that it's going to look darker when it's wet. And, you know, we still have to rinse it and then wash it, so that's probably lose some color there as well. But, you know, as dark of a black as I can get, I'll be happy with. But even if it came out to like a stone washed black, I'd be fine. But the next step, turn the stove off before I forget. I've kept it on simmer the whole time just to keep some heat, to keep the water temperature, you know, warm, since it said to do that. And next I'm supposed to pour this into the sink and then run cold water over it until it runs somewhat clear, and then we put it in the washing machine. Look how black my spoon is. I now have a goth wooden spoon. Obviously I won't be able to use this for food anymore, but I might save it for craft purposes. Or I might just get rid of it because I'm moving and there's one more thing I have to carry around with me. I don't know. Alright, so these handles are cool, so it has like cool handles on this pot, which is nice. And let me just get it over here and try not to make a mess dumping this in the sink. Oh, nice. The stainless steel pot is perfectly clean, and then once I wash it, I'm sure this will still be perfectly fine and usable for food. So I guess that's good. It doesn't stain metal. And then here is, it's very warm still. Let me get some cold water going. You guys even see me from the, I think you can see me. But here is the coat. I need to rinse it under cold water until it runs somewhat clear, and then we'll wash it in the washing machine. So once again, obviously I'm not going to make you watch me do all of those steps. That would probably be pretty boring for you. But I will get back to you guys when all of this is done. After I've finished rinsing it, put it through the washing machine, dried it, and then we'll move on to the final step of decorating it with this fun little decal, which hopefully will work because I have not yet tried one of these iron-on decals from Temu. But we'll probably do that in the normal filming room. And it might be a while, so I'll probably also be out of these clothes because I'm ready to put on something more comfortable. Alright, I will see you all soon. So the jacket has finished, so I get to reveal this to you. And they did say, I forgot to mention, they did say when you put it in the washer and dryer after you rinse it out, put in an old towel with it, and I just happen to have an old black towel that I threw in with it. So I'm guessing that's to catch the excess dye. But here is our finished result. To me, I'm not sure if that's actually, I mean, I guess that's black. Kind of looks like a very dark blue, and I also find it interesting that none of the stitching dyed. So whatever that stitching is made from, it doesn't take this type of dye. But the inside, the tag I feel like dyed a little, but the inside also didn't really seem to dye that much. I'm not sure why. And then there was like this one mistake, if I can find it, on the sleeve right here. See how it looks like a little button? I'm guessing what happened was because I didn't use a big enough pot, so it was kind of tight in there, and a button was pushed against that spot and didn't move from that spot. So that spot just didn't get any dye on it. And then there was one other spot that was just right here on the chest. It's just a little, I don't think this one's showing up on camera, but it's just a little tiny spot that just, it looks like it also didn't get dye. But other than that, I think it came out rather well. It's a cute little jacket. But now for our final step, and that's putting our decal on the back. And I do have an ironing board, but I feel like for iron-on decals, it's better to have a hard surface underneath it, because I feel like when the surface gives, you don't get enough, I guess, tension or pressure to get it to stick. So I am actually going to do this against my desk, but I put a sheet of Teflon down on the desk, and we're going to use this little iron that I purchased specifically for doing iron-on stuff, because it doesn't have any holes in it, so you don't get those weird less hot spots that can cause issues. And I've been letting that heat up. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around to Craft Vision, and we're going to finish this off. All right, so the back of the jacket has this centered panel, which will make it really easy for us to center our iron-on, which is awesome. First, we're just going to delint this, because in the amount of time it took me to get from the dryer to the craft room, I already got cat hair on it. I just live in like just an atmosphere of cat hair. All right, so we got that done. And here is the decal, and this is the part that has to go against the jacket, and this is the plastic part. And I just realized I need another Teflon sheet, because we got to put a Teflon sheet on top of it. So I'll be right back. So I have my Teflon second Teflon sheet for the top, but let me just make sure that this is where we want it. And fortunately we can see like the lines, so get the stem right underneath that top line. Ooh. And I guess we want, have it crooked here. I didn't realize I was doing it crooked. I didn't realize that because I was going by the square rather than the actual pattern. Okay, so let me reevaluate. Oh, I didn't even see those couple of flowers there. So it looks like we can pull that stem right up to the edge, and then these flowers will go down below the edge, hopefully. And we're going to get a little bit here on the ends. Now this did get a little messed up in shipping, because you know how they love to shove everything into just that one shipping envelope, and you know where it lands. But yeah, so we're gonna attempt to put it on this way. I think I have it. Hopefully I have it straight. It's hard to tell. I'm not sure if it's really that big of a deal either. But yeah, super cute. Let's get our Teflon on top. All right, and now I'm gonna do the ironing thing. I'm just gonna start kind of in the center just to get it into place. But I'm going to have to do a lot of this, because it's going to have to be like every little edge of it, and this iron is kind of small. I think you guys get the idea of what I'm going to have to do here. Again, I don't want to make you watch me have to do this for this entire huge iron-on. So I'm going to do the rest off camera, and then we'll come back when we're done. Okay, so I'm back. I hope this worked. I tried to spend 30 seconds per section, but it was hard to know if I was missing any sections. But here we go. I've let it cool down a little. I'm not sure if I should let it cool down more, because it's still pretty warm. And I think you're supposed to wait until they're cool to peel them off. I guess this one corner's kind of working. Let's just see here. This would have been so much easier with a heat press. For something this size, because that tiny iron I have, oh, that was a lot of sections. Okay, this seems to be working nicely. Is that dripping a little bit on that section? Let's see if I can salvage the hat, or am I just going to lose this leaf? I feel like, yeah, this part right here isn't coming up properly. Let's see here. We were doing so well. Let's go this direction then. Okay, this side is all doing good. It's just, this is, and it might also be because this is the area where it was really badly crushed in shipping. So that might be why this area isn't wanting to transfer. Yeah, that's, I don't know if I can salvage that or not. Let me just plug the iron back in. And this tiny iron got so hot because of the amount of time I had to use it. Now, this is not meant for extended use. And I'm just going to press it directly on here. Okay, I'll be back in a second, guys. Okay, so I think the extra attention to it got it because the paper is pretty much disconnected now. There we go. All right. Wow, yeah. Oops. Even though I defuzzed it, there's still a cat hair. Imagine that. All right. So yeah, that came out pretty nice. That was with that tiny iron a lot of work, but I think it came out pretty. And this like distressed look I think is intentional because that was something that was like in the print already. So yeah, I think these are pretty good. I mean, I can't attest to their longevity because I would have to wash it a few times to know. Let's switch back to regular camera mode and we will try this on. Okay, so pulling it up, there's just a couple of small spots that there's maybe just like not completely adhered at the very edges. Like a little spot there, but it's like very minuscule and I could always go back over that. Or it might not even matter, to be honest, because you know it's just such a small section. But everywhere else seems to be pretty adhered. And it even did good down where it had to cross the seam. I was really worried about the parts where it would have to cross the seam, but it seems to have adhered really well there as well. It's just a matter of I must have just missed this one tiny section because that's the only one I can find and it's so tiny right there at the very edge. And I must have just somehow not gotten that super tiny section when I was holding the iron down on it. But otherwise, I think that looks pretty great. Sorry. Put the hood up so you guys can actually see the back. Back up so I know that you can see the back. Okay. There we go. I hope it looks good. Let me know, guys. How did it look? I mean, so far I love it. I think this is just so cute. I do have some other patches I got from Temu that were like, you know, just normal, like, what are those, like, let's say woven or embroidered patches, I guess, that are iron-on that I could, if I wanted to, decorate the front. And maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Hold on for a second. Okay, so yeah, I do have the moon here. This one, which is funny, don't go outside, there are people out there. that one is very me. And then this one, which is just absolutely adorable, don't make me hex you. And I'm not sure, if this one would match. The colors on the back are orange. Well, wasn't there purple on the other side? So yeah, this one might actually match. So I could put, like, don't make me hex you on here. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to commit to this yet. Or I could put that one there. Or I could do just one. Do both. I could do it on a shoulder. I'm not sure yet. You guys let me know what you think, because I'm not going to commit to this yet. Also, what about the moon? Should I put the moon on here? Like maybe on... I don't know. I tend to underdo things. I kind of like the simplicity of just the patch on the back. But I also love when people have a bunch of patches on their jacket. So I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. Do you think I should put any of these 3 patches there? Or do you think it's better just to leave it as it is, where it's like plain in the front and then has that nice decal on the back? Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Not really a tutorial, because I was learning with you. Since this was like the first time I've done the dyeing of this stuff, and the first time I've used one of the Temu iron-on patches. I've played with iron-on vinyl before, but I've never gotten like an actual patch this big that was iron-on. Well, I guess this is still iron-on vinyl, but you know, I play with more traditional iron-on vinyl like that you use for a Cricut and you cut out yourself and stuff. But anyway, and I also did some print and cuts before with print and cut vinyl, but I've never bought a huge patch like this. So it was an experience. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about all this. And they had a bunch of really cute patches like this on Temu. So if you're into something like that, maybe check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'll stop rambling now. Let me know what you thought about all this. If you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, of course you can give me a thumbs down, and please tell me all about it in the comments below. And please subscribe to the channel. And I hope everyone is just staying happy, healthy, and safe in this incredibly crazy world we're living in. And I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.